Hey guys, welcome back to the Noble Broker. I'm your host, Jonathan Lickstein. As you know, on the Noble Broker, we bring professionals and producers on from the real estate profession, whether it's a realtor, a broker, or an ancillary business that works. That's who we're speaking with, because we are more than pretty people who show pretty homes. We have real stories, real passions, and today I'm here to welcome a friend of mine, Laurita Martinez. Welcome, Laurita.
Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about a few different topics, but you are kind of a mix of different people within our industry. You are a realtor, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a team lead, you go on the residential side, you go on the commercial side, you're a little kind of all over, which is a good thing for your customers and for the people you mentor, right?
I think so. I believe that I'm like the go and get it. I'm not afraid of any type of opportunities. So if the opportunity crosses my way, I go get it and make it happen.
Awesome. So we're going to go over your story on how you got into real estate. Actually, let's do it right now. So how did you get into real estate?
Well, after 11 years in sales, because I'm being always passionate about sales, I decided that I need to take the next step. You know, I love everything about commission related. So I worked in the car industry before, and I say, okay, what's next? How can I get bigger commissions? And that's how I got into real estate.
So cars and homes, what would you say is similar between the two and what's different?
Well, I believe it's really similar, for example, with the leads. So you get the lead, you need to process the lead, start following up. It's really important. But at the end of the day, everything is about getting under contract, So if you don't have a contract, you don't have anything.
It's building the relation,
Yes.
It's pushing the buck forward,
Yes.
and asking for the close.
Exactly.
Regardless of the type of product you're selling, whether it's a home, a car, it could be anything, right?
Yes.
Same kind of process. So you advertise in all different avenues, right? But you're leading a team, you're up to 3 members, 3 professionals that you're kind of mentoring and bringing through the course of business from your own experiences. But I think that's extremely admirable, especially growing at such a fast pace from when you started. Because you got into real estate in 2019, right?
I got into real estate in 2020.
Okay.
Yes.
Great time to get into real estate, right?
Right?
COVID.
Yes. Everybody was afraid, but I'm the type of person that I approach opportunities. So I saw a big opportunity during that year, and I say, let's make it happen. I was not afraid, So everybody told me like, oh no, you should be finding another job, doing this, doing that. And I say, no, I'm going to be a full-time agent. And I'm going to become an ultra luxury agent. That's my main goal right now.
So how do you position yourself as an ultra luxury or luxury agent compared to every realtor you see out there?
Well, I believe experience, dedication. I get a lot of commitment on improving myself, getting new skills. So I begin with little sales, but anything is little to me because everything is about building a relationship with your client. So the client that buys you today a $390,000 condo unit in the future can get a $1 million. But it's about the connection, the relationship with them, or they can also refer you to somebody else if you make them feel confident with your work.
So it's kind of building the relationship for a lifetime. It's not about the transaction. It's how am I going to help you today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, and 20 years from now.
Exactly. I believe that's one of the most important things in sales. So people think like, oh, clients come and goes, but the reality is you have to keep that client. You have to build a relationship with them because they can bring you more clients. Our business is basically related on referrals.
What I think is really interesting is so many realtors come into the business with this massive network of people that they know because they lived or they grew up or they've been in other industries that they built this really large network. And that makes it very easy or easier for them to jump into this type of profession and grow and continue to do transactions. You're a unique story. Not only did you not live in this place, you didn't live in this country, and you moved here with zero network. So how did you start that? What were some of the steps? What were some of the troubles that you kind of went through?
Well, that's actually true, different from everybody. I didn't know nobody, so it's not like I'm gonna go to my sphere.
Well, you didn't have a sphere.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. So basically, when I started in the business, I was looking for a brokerage, right, that can support me with that. Because it's so many brokers that they don't offer you leads, okay? So when I started in another brokerage, and I believe I'm being really benefit, about Up City program. So I took it really serious. The first 3 months, I closed almost my first 3 transactions with them. So I moved to the next step. They start giving me more leads, and that's why I feel like you never have to take anything like, oh, whatever. No, I work the lease, I work the $100,000 sale, everything. And now they are sending me bigger fishes, 5 million, 1 million, things like that. That's where I am right now.
So you went a different path. Instead of even focusing on the network, there are so many agents that look at these referral companies like an Op City, Movoto of the old days, and they say these aren't great leads. When in my mind, and I think you think the same way, is they're being lazy. You don't have to build a network to get it done, but you found a source that you really dove headfirst into, and were able to build relationships with those customers and close those initial deals, which gave you a higher score and you get better leads. Have you had any of those Op City closings come back with referrals? And
always.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know. They give me such a confidence because I hear a lot of real estate agents or so many people that they say, oh no, I don't like real estate because you have to go around, take people around, and they never make it. And I was like, how is that possible? Because if I go on showing time, we present an offer. Like we go and get it, So because I started in a tough year where like you want to go for a lease. Oh, they have multiple offers. Oh, this person from New York, it's offering like full year up front. So I was a little like scared, but I believe I get a lot of skills. Yes, I get a lot of skills that put me like up front, and the experience in selling as well. Because I'm super focused, so I'm always manifesting. If I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show them properties, it's because we're gonna get under contract. I'm not like thinking, oh, maybe, no. I'm gonna go and get it. And I feel like I put that confidence in my clients.
I think you put the confidence out there on all sides. And you mentioned manifesting there for a moment. Mindset's a big deal. It's a big part of it. And this is such a individual and lonely industry that you have to ride the highs, but you got to survive the tough times when you don't have deals turning over and you don't have leads readily coming in. There's positives and the stuff you see on TV, but there are struggles for sure. And with your unique story, kind of building your own network starting in 2020 when you got in, I think you've done an admirable job and have a lot to offer to mentees that are coming through, especially with similar experiences. So very, very proud of you with that. Let alone being and operating in like that North Miami, Central Miami area, which can be very cutthroat. How have you been able to insert yourself and be a voice or be a person that others want to work with in that market area when there's so much competition?
Well, when I started, I was more in like plantation area, Sunrise, Tamarack. So I have a lot of these customers, but something that it's always been with me, it's like, I like to go the extra mile. I don't mind going the extra mile. So it's a lot of agents that they focus on farming certain areas, and when they have clients in another areas, instead of working with them, they refer it to somebody else. At the beginning of my career, I actually get a client we met in Homestead, and we went to this open house. Was not the right home for them, so they told me like, we want a big house, okay, big land, 5 acres, single family home with pool. $500,000.
It's all over the place in South Florida.
It sounds like a dream, but they told me like, are you able to go with us like north? And I say, yes, let's make it. If they have the commitment to do it, working with me. So we find actually a property, I believe it's in Dade City, up north, and we make it. I was not afraid.
It's just doing it.
We woke up at 4 in the morning, went on showings, a couple times, Finally, we found the property, and I managed to make it. No matter that, I'm not even part of that MLS. Yes.
You do what you got to do.
Yes.
So when you talk about the confidence and manifestation, things like that, I know I see your stuff on social media all the time. It's usually the windshield. You're driving or you're at a red light, hopefully, and you're speaking about what you're thinking, what's going on in your mind, what's going on in the world, and being positive. I don't think you need to have 1 million followers in order to be successful through social media. You have 18, 20, 20,000, something like that followers on your Instagram where you're always posting this content. How has that done for you? Has that been positive towards your business? Or how do you approach social media when it comes to your business?
Well, I believe social media it's a big tool in order to generate a presence, okay, and build a community. I started this long time ago, like years ago, before I was even in real estate. So in every single business, for example, in the car business, I was posting. Saturday is the best day to come and show for your new car. So I show different cars and featuring and everything. So a lot of people was engaged with this type of content. And
Especially
I believe,
cars,
yes. So they know my path, they know everything. I like to make them feel like personal, like they're part of my community. I share my life with them. I'm being real. Because a lot of people likes to post only the perfect things and are only selling, but they don't create and they don't build a connection with people. So right now I'm being running a lot of campaigns with ads, and I have something that I call the iceberg. So it's like my little page dedicated for the Stepping Home team. And if you see that page, it says we have 479 followers right now. It looks like nothing. But if you go into the insights, we get more than 49, 50, even 100,000 impressions on that little site. So sometimes it doesn't matter how many followers you have, but what are you able to do for them? What kind of content are you, sharing with them? It's only for sale, or are you giving them some advice? Are you teaching them the way to do it? And on my personal Instagram, that is Laurie's Go, that is the one that I have long time ago, I share my life, my lifestyle. What do I do? What do I like to do? My family, my kid, everything. So I show myself as a real person. And of course, a lot of people, when I was starting and I was growing my social media, they say oh, so you are an influencer. And I say, I am not an influencer, okay? I'm just a real person sharing my life. People feel engaged with that. And I have a lot of business coming through from there too. Because people is I believe in her. This is a real person. I never changed my name.
But you're an influencer. I'm an influencer. Our producer here is an influencer. Everybody in the world is an influencer to some extent.
Exactly. So, but I don't want people to think oh, she thinks she's going to be superior or something. Because what you say, it's absolutely right. Everybody influence on their sphere of people, So if you recommend certain product, they're going to trust you if you really are doing it the right way, Not just for money, but then you can eventually build something really big. Like what I dreamed a long time ago. I was how they do it, how they monetize, how they generate income from this. Eventually, Instagram told me you're ready. Your bonus are ready. You're starting generating money. I don't even need likes. Just for people checking my videos and everything, and I'm generating. So it's not my main source of income, of course, but I think it's something that I can feel prone and motivated to keep going with that.
Yeah, that conversation actually came up 2 weeks ago for me. I got my first check from social media for being for content, right? It's not that they reached out and offered me money. It's just, hey, you're getting a lot of engagement on these pieces. Here's your payout. I'm whoa, didn't know. And it caused me to stop and think, hey, now I'm an influencer, but had a conversation with a mentor of mine. And it was, hey, we're all influencers. You say something, someone will be influenced or impacted based on what you say. And it's nothing new. You don't have to grow to that. But if you are confident and you give the appearance that you know what you're doing, you bring that confidence along, and people will follow or listen to your advice. So that, I think that's a very sound way of thinking, and being real with it on social media is a nice way to not only show you're a real person, let people get to know you, but hey, it could turn into business too.
Exactly.
It's an interesting piece, and real estate's one of these professions that you could talk about your vacation with your family, and that would turn into business. And it's just a balance of, are you selling on there? Are you promoting? Are you just sharing information? Where does it lead, or what's your intent? But it all comes back. So if a realtor was getting started with trying to build connections through social media, what would you give them advice saying, here's how you get started, or focus on this and be consistent?
Well, I believe creation, just take the camera, start creating content, search for your lines, neighborhoods, all of these type of things, but shot, with the camera, make it happen. And if you really want to grow, I know this is probably difficult at the beginning because not everybody has the budget, but create a little budget for your social media, like these $20, $30, $100 can turn into thousands of sales, okay? So it's rewarding and generate leads. So it's different type of campaigns, but you can position yourself. So let's say, oh no, you're posting something and you're not getting any type of views. But what about if you give it that to more people? You boost it, you boost your content. So then I believe that's something that is really, really beneficial for somebody that is just starting on that. Never give up, because yes, sometimes it's difficult. No, every single time everybody's going to be engaged with you. And be able, when you are growing, to overcome hate.
Oh, there's a lot of that out
Yes, it's a lot of that. Like, people is going to say this and that, but if you're still believing in what you are doing, you're going to make it happen.
Push through.
Yes.
Push through. Okay, I want to ask you for more advice, but we're going to go off of social media. And I want to go back to your story of relocating to the U.S. You met the love of your life, decided to move here, get married, etc. But again, you're moving into a profession that requires you to know people. So someone moving to the area, maybe from another state, or moving to the area from another country, you spoke English when you moved here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe somebody who's moving here who doesn't speak the language, what is some guidance you could give them? Somebody either not speaking the language or not living here through the experiences you've had.
Well, I believe it's really important, okay? Of course, you can feel my accent. I speak Spanish, okay? I come from Colombia. But I believe if you really want to make a difference, and if you decide to move somewhere else, you have to respect that, You have to learn the culture. You have to be able to talk in the same terms. So I'm never afraid of having like a English, Spanish, whatever client cross my way, because I believe I can make it. I can create that connection. And I feel that is something really important. I
agree. So immerse yourself in the local culture, learn about your area where you are, and then you can start venturing out or building more relationships out of what you've learned.
Yes. So basically, I have to be honest. When I started...
That's what we're here for. Come on.
I didn't know the areas.
Take the filter off.
I didn't know the areas, okay? I was just a discovering person. So when I go to the buildings, I cannot tell... I hate to lie. Like telling my clients, oh yes, I know this building. No, I say, no, I'm new, because they can see me. They can see me when I was searching for the unit and everything. I try to make it really real for them. So that way we can communicate in a more personal way, so they can open with me. They can share with me their fears or whatever is happening to them, and I can help them. But more about learning about the specific areas, I learn about the law. I learn about the regulation, okay? How to really make it in the right way, because I don't like to cut the lines. And that's something that I believe it's really like strong inside of me. I give them the good advice.
So in your 4 years in real estate, it's a very fast turnaround to go from being an individual agent into leading others and kind of taking on that responsibility. What made you decide to start working or mentoring other agents?
Well, when I started my business, I always believe if you want to give advice to somebody, you need to be in the next level, okay? Because I don't take advice from somebody that doesn't know have what I want in my life. So I decided to start because I feel ready. I feel like, okay, I have enough sales. I already got listings. I know how to make it. I believe that I can teach these people to do the same. Because I know a lot of people that they are in the industry and they also have a lot of years in real estate. But when we talk about sales, they don't even, equal not even the half of my sales. And I'm not saying that I'm the big selling or absolutely anything, but I want them to be able to go to the next level, okay? And I'm very careful with the people that I learn from and the people that I allow to join my team, because I believe the people that surround you, they start to define you, So I want people that is going to be able to go the extra mile like I do, learn, and also give. For example, this last agent that joined my team, Daniela Jaramillo, I think she has a lot of potential. She's growing so fast on social media as well. She's a natural content creator. When we just met, we met when we were childs, but over here.
She's from Colombia as well.
She's from Colombia, but she's been here for 20 years. Okay, so she's a mother as well. So when we started, like having connection, she was posting her videos, but super constantly, like always posting. And I was like, you have a lot of potential, girl. You need to make this explode. And I told her, like, I'm making money from Instagram. I want you to make money from Instagram. Let's do this, let's do that. And she has a team, so she has the lady that edit her videos, this assistant and all of that. But I say, you need to get the sales. That's the main thing.
You're putting out, but you're not,
you look
having any connection to bring it the other way.
You look like a top producer on Instagram, but I want to see it on sales, okay? I don't want to be the top producer on Instagram and my bank account is not the same. I prefer rather to get the deals. I'm always closing, I'm on showing time, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm focusing on my business because at the same time I am a full-time agent. I live from this profession. I don't want to have another job.
And you're going to make it work, right?
Exactly.
So it's taking her ability to market and closing that gap between marketing and intriguing to working together, right?
Exactly. And so when you are starting to create campaigns on social media, trust me, you can get a lot of leads, but you need to be able to filter those leads. It's going to take you a lot of time. In my case, I have an assistant. She's just designed to, filter the leads. The people that is more qualified, they have the access to talk to me directly because I don't want to waste my time, and I prefer to have somebody that is telling me, okay, this person is this and that, and able to, send them leads and options.
Yes. Nurture that relationship and get you through to the point of actually going to see.
And also with the leads from Up City. Mm-hmm. So another thing, I have to be honest, that motivates me a lot to create this team, it's our brokerage. Because I feel that we have something that we can provide to them, okay? With the lead sources that we have, in Up City, for example, like I mentioned it before, it's a big part of my success in real estate. Taking that really seriously, no matter the number that at the beginning you are getting, eventually you're gonna get $1 million leads from this source if you take it seriously. And another thing is you need to build this relationship with a lot of respect. So you have to pay them the referral fee, you have to go and get it.
It's a cost of doing business.
Exactly.
They give you the lead, you pay them their piece, you would have been paying for it up front doing it somewhere else.
Exactly. But at the same time, our brokers allow us to do it. Because when I started, I have to pay a big split. So I was getting less than 50% in my commissions. So I was not even able to live from the business. So when we have brokers that offers you 100% commission, you are able to work with these companies and make it like comfortable.
Right.
So I say, I have an amazing brokerage. They have all inside of the house. We have all the tools. We have the people that support us. I believe I'm ready to make it happen and create this team.
And you are.
And here we are.
Now, the success of a leader will be when one of them can turn over and lead others as well.
Exactly.
Very much so. So I'd like to get your opinion. It's 2025. The year just started. It's a big year in real estate. 2024 was not a very fun year. There was a lot of stuff that changed, a lot of stuff that happened in our profession. What are you excited about going into this year?
Well, I believe that I feel really excited. Last year was an amazing year for me. I have to tell you, I tried with the new law and the NAR and everything. I was like, no, my career is over. But then I realized that it is not. Sellers are still offering buyer's compensation because it's like a for sale by owner. If you find a for sale by owner, he's willing to pay you your commission. If you need to sell this house and I have the client, you're gonna pay me. Okay? So I feel like relief with that, with the last
Did you think it was going to change a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was afraid.
I didn't think so. I just knew it was going to be more paperwork. It was going to be more communication, and people are resistant to change. And you're still seeing it right now with misunderstanding or miscommunication as to what is actually required and what you can and cannot do. So the understanding and the communication is definitely a hurdle, and I think we're still going to be dealing with that for a little while. But buyers are buying, sellers are selling. The question is, how do you get from the start to the finish has a different look to it.
I believe you need to improve negotiation skills. That's the key here. Okay?
For the last 30 years, you could have
Yeah,
said the same thing.
yeah, negotiation skills are really important in real estate business because you cannot be afraid of protecting your client. This is what we are here for.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, they hire us for this. They get our services and it's protecting them. A lot of people think like, oh no, they are here just to fill up paperwork, they make a contract and that's it. But we are not for that. We need to give them a lot of advice, doing this, doing that. I'm the type of person that I get really involved during the transaction with the lenders, with the associations, everything. That I feel my clients like they are my baby. They are my baby.
As you should.
And at the end of the day, here you are. This is your new home, investment property, whatever it is, commercial real estate. So I feel that's really important.
So there were two separate organizations. 1000 Watt it's a data and analytics company for real estate, and the American Property Owners Association. So they went out and did these big focus groups across the United States with people from different income brackets and cultural backgrounds, etc. And they put all this together and they were trying to poll them and understand, why would you use a realtor or why not? And what they came to was, it's not going to a realtor to find the property. The accessibility to information on the internet, consumers can find the property. It's not the question of that. But the number one reason they wanted to work with a realtor, and this is across all incomes, across all cultural demographics, everything. The number one reason was to avoid and navigate risks and disputes. So getting the inspection, okay, now what? I have this wrong on my inspection. The realtor helps me navigate it. Going and looking at a house that looks like it's in a great area, the realtor will help the realization of the value of that property and where it could be going. It's avoiding the buyer making the mistake before they make the mistake. And if something comes up, navigating so they can still get through and be comfortable, or back out and go to the one that's the right one for them. So it's not finding the home. It's treating them like they're your baby and you're protecting them. So it's risk mitigation is the number one reason that the American consumer wants to work with a realtor. And that's what we do every day.
Yes, and I also believe, like, for example, if you're working with a $5 million client, that person is busy. They have their own lives. At the same time, the person that is buying a $500,000 home, they are busy with their jobs. Our job is get the home. So we have more time to communicate with another people, to be on top of all the steps that we need in order to achieve that main goal. And at the same time, they have money in the middle of the table. They have their escrow, okay?
Mhm.
They don't want to lose that. If you have mistakes, then you can lose that money. But if you are working with somebody that is capable, prepared, and ready to do it, you're going to make it happen.
I agree. So what do you think is going to happen with condos next year? You're in a big condo market.
Yes, so that's one of the biggest questions that everybody has. So in Miami, for example, we have a lot of buildings over 40, 50, actually 70 years, and they are crossing for a lot of recertifications. So it's a lot of assessments coming on, and I believe people is afraid about that, you know? Like when we talk about 80,000, 130,000, but it's really necessary. This building needs these concrete restorations, all of these type of things in order to keep going. So don't be afraid of paying this money, because I see a lot of people is afraid about that. And I see like a decreasing in price in the condo units. So it's also an opportunity, you know, for people with vision.
Depends
So
on who you are.
you pass this path, and then you have another 40, 50 years to enjoy this property.
So in the, you watch the market, you watch your especially your farming areas, but you've transacted in various parts of South Florida. Where do you think the market is going this coming year? Interest rates, prices, where do you think it's going?
Well, I think it's going to be like a balancing a little bit, because so we have a little like pickup, okay, during the sellers market, because it was a lot of people moving to South Florida. They were really interested about our areas. It's a lot of industries coming over here, headquarters and big companies creating jobs. So before we don't have that. Now we have it. But it's more like stabilizing, you know. It's not a buyers or sellers. It's more like a equal. And I believe prices are going to be more accessible. You know, people is going to have more access to buy the homes. Interest rates, I believe, they're going to keep decreasing a little bit, because that motivates people all over the country to get their new home and investing in their new home. Also, it's going to be a big boom with the new condo units in Miami, for example. They have a lot of units that are coming for this. Yes, for this.
What's nice about those
3 to
is
4 years.
you don't have to worry about the feasibility studies or the certifications on those with a brand new building.
You don't have to worry a lot, you know, at all. And also, it's a lot of units that offers these like a short rentals, and it's a lot of people interested in coming over here, you know, a lot of international investors. I work a lot with those as well, you know, I promote myself with them, helping them because they don't know basically anything about here. So it's a really interesting market as well.
So what would you say is your number one goal for Laurita Martinez in 2025?
Top producer, listing agent.
Sounds good. So put yourself out there. You don't need to have a network to find success, but as long as you push through, you will be successful, and that's snowball. Thank you for coming, Laurita.
Thank you for inviting me.